I rebuke, 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 I rebuke.
Okay, you can rebuke it all, but it's a very practical process for 49% of the population. And relationships are reflective. You reflect and draw the kind of men that you reflect. You draw what you are. So if your interactions are chaotic with men,
I rebuke.
about your rebuking, the clock counts for everybody.
Yes.
Kick rocks, bitch.
Man, you hoes. You and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Oh, you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.
All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome to here another session, another stream, another podcast here on the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain. Today, we're gonna look at some things besides the thumbnail that's showing. Don't be fooled by what is gonna be covered today's stream. This is just giving you a glimpse. But before I begin, make sure you follow my social media links, and the links to follow me are below or in the description. Follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can add me on the friend on Facebook, Eric Ring on Facebook. You could also follow my Discord service, which I posted right now, as you can see. Also, join my Rumble handler, CRain23 at Rumble. And last but not least, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. As you know, membership always has perks, so don't be a stranger. Become a member of the Chaos Rain today. And I added some new things on Discord, and I posted some of the links that after this you can go and join my Discord to get those links personally. There's no links going to be put mostly in the description or in the comment section, depending on the stream. I think that's more reserved for Discord. What I've noticed with YouTube, they're very fishy about links, and they've been giving me a hard time for the last year and a half. So what I did now, because I've looked at a lot of these things for the first time, or I looked at it right and I saved the links to the articles or any videos or etc. Normally what I do now is I use Discord as that outlet for you to find all the links that I've done here and more. And it's much more easy because, let's be honest, you want a platform that you could share things without any issues. And I think Discord has that capability to accomplish that goal. So like I said, the link's in the chat room right now and is in the description of this live stream. So please join me Discord. Don't be scared. And hell, if you have anything to discuss or any topics or anything on your mind, feel free to post it on Discord. I'll look at from time to time. All right, let me see if I have everything here. I'm just checking everything else. We're gonna begin. And I think this week is gonna be very interesting in regards to what I'm about to do. All right, I'm just checking all my. Okay, so look like everything is good on my end. Let me see. All right. Let me see if I could take a look at my other monitor. And that's why it's always good to have two monitors. For the people who don't know, it's always organizable to have more than one monitor. You know what I mean? So let me check what's going on. If I'm working good, okay. All right. So let's begin. First video, as you see the title, and I'm going to give my honest critique on this. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yes, and also I'm going to also give another thought on a particular video. And normally, I'm very skeptical sharing these type of videos, especially this one. But I gotta be fair, honest with y'all. This right here. After me looking at it and seeing people cover it, I think it's something that, in my opinion, find it very odd. And when you see me play the video, I'm going to say why it's odd, in my opinion. This is just me, guys. All right, let's begin. So I get this thing. Let's run this video, guys. Oh, and you're going to like this one. This video right here speaks for itself. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Details about a moment caught on camera during a track meet in Virginia. A high school athlete accused of attacking her opponent. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the latest.
This morning, a high school track runner accused of attacking her opponent with a baton now faces assault and battery charges, but she insists it was an accident.
I'm sorry.
Now, as a lot of people have seen this video, right? Some said that this was not no accident. And you know who really was defending this? Mostly, I think, majority black women. There are some men, but mostly I'm seeing throughout the internet is majority women defending this, which I find ironic. And I might look at some of their comments, but let's play on to this. The fair use is in effect.
I hit her. I didn't mean to hit her. It was intentional.
It happened during a relay race at the Virginia High School League Championships. Kayleen Tucker was passing Alayla Everett when Everett appeared to suddenly swing her baton, hitting Tucker in.
God damn, this bitch right here took her baton. And they said the baton is a aluminum piece of pipe or piece of stick that can't do damage from what I'm hearing, but that's a lie. Anytime you swing anything of an object and you swing it at a certain force, it's not no regular object that won't cause injury. It will cause injury on the right motion and swinging. Let's listen in.
The back of the head, sending her to the ground. Everett says it happened because she lost her balance.
So I'm like this in the air. I catch my balance, pump my arms. She's cutting in. So when
look at this nigga right here. He looks so defeated. I'm wondering who wears the pants in this family, because the mother looks happy. She look pissed by the look of her face. The father sit there and said, God damn, look what my goddamn daughter has done right now. Fuck. Anyhow.
I pump my arms, she got hit.
I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Tucker suffered a concussion, and the judges disqualified Everett, who says intense public scrutiny quickly followed.
death threats, racist people, people making fake accounts to talk and harass me on my page.
Tucker's mother saying Everett did not apologize. The family blames safety concerns at the track.
She wanted my daughter to run over there in front of all these people that may jump on her because they feel like she attacked the other runner.
Listen. Don't be fooled, people, because you're a woman or a young lady that you won't see that you're gonna get these hands. Now, we all know how Black women act and behave with each other. But because this was in the professional settings and the girl got hit by another young girl unexpectedly and really intentionally, not unintentionally, it's hard for me to see she react to try to get up after she got bopped beside the head, that she's going to, return the favor with the same baton or with her hands or fists and kick and punch and kick her after that run. But obviously from the video, which I'm going to run another video right now. Let's continue on and let's go run it again for slow motion.
Everetts have since apologized. The assault and battery charge would be a misdemeanor. No court date has been set.
So could be facing assault charges after smacking.
As see, you're looking at it again. Bow. Look at it one more time. One more time. Bow. That's right. Let's rewind it one more time. We're going to see it one more time. Bow. Ouch! One more time. Bow. Right there. Make sure you guys like the stream. Right there. Now, if I go in the comment section of this video, we're going to see what the people, the public view on this. Because let's be fair, honest. The public have the right to know, and not only right to know, but they want to express their thoughts and opinions of this, because this is very shameful. And I'm only going to pause this video because I'm only going from the recent follow of this action. This happened on March the 13th, I believe. This happened, or it happened maybe days ago. It might happen 6 days ago, maybe. And you're going to see the comment section. And I'm not going to go far in the comment section because let's keep it real. Y'all are aware of this. So let's look at the comment section of this and see what the crowd thinks and believe of this, because they're the ones that at the end have the final say so. And like always, guys, you know the deal. It reminded me of that tune when people said you're a runner, you're a track star. It speaks for itself.
She's a runner, she's a track star. Ay, 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 she's a runner, she's a
A real track star in life. Yes. She inflict violence. She promoted and she bring forth violence on the track star. So in return, she will receive a sense of violence in the comment section of every video, every Instagram, every Facebook. They're gonna find what she is. And let's be honest, I know most people said when they're on social media they want to take a break. I would highly advise, if you're gonna do acts of violence to other people, whether it's within the racial group or others, it would be wise to disable your account on social media. And why I say this, because people will find you. let me tell you something about people today. If they can't confront you in front of your face, they will confront you in the digital space with their fingers typing away, telling you all types of lewd words, cuss words, etc., etc. And here's a funny thing about it. This young little chick on the bottom left didn't have the audacity to apologize. I couldn't find a video, guys, of her crying, and I don't want to play that bullshit because let me tell you something. Ain't nobody give a F about your tears, baby. The minute you sit there and you, instead of being a young adult, young girl, 16 going 17, because they're both the same age, to sit there instead of, take it like a champ and take an L, in your mind, you feel, say, if I just accent or I perceive that I committed an accident, then no one's not going to know. No, that's not how things work, baby. People will know. And if people that doesn't use their common sense see it for the first time, the people that's the officials that's watching it from back then or back on the teleprompt, they're going to slap you with a fine, and then they're going to disqualify you. So look at the comment section. But before we do that, I see something in the chat room that caught my attention. I do. Oh, yes, I do see it right there. So, I have to do this because, I had to do this for the supporters of the channel. Where is this? And this one goes out for you, my brother. Where is it? There you go.
They be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
Thank you, Tevin King, for your donation. Track and field is very respectable sport all over the world, especially in Jamaica. How dare she commit such a crime and then cry about it? Listen, Tevin, I'm not sure if you're born and raised in America or you traveled back to Jamaica. I haven't traveled to the any parts of the West Indies from Barbados, Trinidad, or even Jamaica. I haven't traveled in a while from the West Indies in a while. But I will say this personally. I think Jamaica. No, I know Jamaica. No, I think I know because they're well known for winning a lot of championships, a lot of gold medals in Jamaica because of track and field. When last you ever noticed anybody from the Caribbean, especially from Jamaica, commit such a heinous act that embarrassed not only themselves, the family, but the whole country? I'll wait as you give me. All right. I don't know if you ever noticed this, Tevin. All right, let me read it. I found her guilty on all counts. Yes, not only guilty, Tevin, you don't see this going anywhere. Or it happened. So, really, truly, matter of fact, let me read the comment section. Sorry, guys, let me read it anyway. Let me read it. Because I think it's better to see what the people think or feel about this. I remember this. Because I think it's time now to show how people really think or feel. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. All right, this is one of the videos from the last few days that cover this. These are the comment section on particular news anchor on NBC News. And I'm going to use NBC News as an example. There's many more, but we're going to look at this. Here's the comments. Over almost 700 comments left on this video. Nobody's believing these fake tears except her own parents. Yep. Her daddy don't believe it. He's sitting there embarrassed. Yes. And really, this is my thing. And this is why a lot of people did so much content on this, is because let's be honest. You embarrass your family with this act. It's a shame. It's looked down upon. You doing something like that, this type of behavior, where a sport like track and field is known as a prestige sport of endurance, speed, etc. To find someone doing something like that is just disrespectful and disrespectful to the history of the sport. In my opinion. In my opinion. All right. So let's look more. Hold on. I'm only going to go for a few comments in this comment section. All right. Even they don't believe it. Just doubling down regardless. And listen, after that happened, I think there was a special press conference where the people were sitting there. I don't know if they were cheering her on, but they were like sitting there and were giving comfort to this young teenager on her actions. And I'm gonna say this person that's gonna sound effed up, but screw all that. No, you need to be punished. You need to be shamed, and no, the action you take is unacceptable, especially a young girl becoming into your womanhood. You need to take some form of accountability. What you did was not only distasteful, but very dangerous, because this girl got a concussion with stitches. That will have an effect on her down the line. So people don't know. This was on purpose. You can see her arms wind back more on the hit than any other. Yeah, and you could tell it's purpose because the hit connected and gave her a concussion. All right. Normally in those moments, you see micro behaviors like looking towards the other lane, but if anything, she looks like she does indeed look slightly down instead of over, and that's in a slow-mo. All right. Honestly, question her. Just ask about a juggle curiosity. When you have a video of a woman hitting someone in the back of the head with a baton, do you need the microaggression movement? Just generally asking for a friend. I don't know about that. Next comment. She actually, and I'm not gonna read the names because y'all can see what I'm reading. She actually don't. If you watch it up and close and slow down, it does exactly what she said. It gets caught up in the other girl's arm, and her arm and legs get out of sync. And when that happens, when you're going that fast, the motion of counter that insurance are bigger, and your arms tend to whirl. What the fuck? Watch anyone who dips at the line and 100 meter dash, and then no. I think it's a woman that wrote this dumb shit. See this? Let me tell you something. If this was a man doing this, I would not be seeing no comment section of this. This is why it's important for a lot of men's opinions when we see bullshit. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying not to cuss, but I want to make a point out of this. That this is just one comment section on one particular news anchor channel that's giving their opinions in the comment section. We have one person, I'm not sure if it was a man or woman, that disagreed that this was not an accident. This is intent. This is not intentional. This was the accident. Next person writes, Cod Foster rap. When the girl grabs her head and goes off the track, you can see Everett put her arm out towards her and look to her and slow down, but is also not going to be sure if she gets in trouble for not finishing. Her arms going forward is a windmill motion, and you subconsciously do when you're running to regain balance, because it twists her right should behind her towards the curb of the track. So get momentum would be starting to go off and track to the inside. Your arms will make a large motion and counter that same way. Sprinters windmill when they dip at the line and lose balance. I promise you, she didn't do it. Next comment. Wait, actually, this person wrote more. Yeah, this person wrote more. And he writes, or she writes, someone down, but they get to the line before I catch them. When they slow down, their arms make very big motions and batons almost hit me in the face. And you see me just move my head, and yeah, bullshit. I'm not gonna believe that. Next comment. I never had my arms windmill when running. I played a lot of track and football, lost balance lots of times. Then on top of it, she's never ever checked if the girl is okay. No, and she's not. There's more replies. That girl is lying. She absolutely attacked her purposely. I'm done the sport, and she was hitting her intention. Outrage. Yeah. See, a lot of people that do this sport, they tell you otherwise, that what you wrote or what you're seeing it and what she's trying to say or boo-boo tears was bull crap. Next one. She said, next person writes, she's not illy a violent attacker. She also bold-faced liar. Next one. She needs to learn there are consequences for her actions. She did not lose her balance. This looked very intentional, terrible that she don't even apologize. And let me look at more comments here. This person hilarious, raised by excellent parents, not along with her parents. There is no bad kids, just bad parents. Yeah, it's bad parenting, of course. It should hold her to a certain standard and put the full set of, holding her accountable. You're also focused on her hands. You're looking at her feet. The real time, it looks like she drew back to hit the girl, but when you slow it down and zoom in, you could see she misstepped and was catching herself. Yeah. More. All right. Rosa Marks. Yes. Defend bad parent behavior per the usual. Yeah. She needs to learn there are consequences for her actions. She did not lose her balance. This looked very intentional, terrible that she didn't even apologize. And that's the saddest thing about all this. Regardless of you should at least apologize to show that in good faith. If anything of any mishaps, is my bad. That would be the honorable thing, but she did not do that because her parents don't teach them etiquette. And her arms came up, not just pumping her arms. She just cried because it was caught on camera. Yeah, it was caught. It looked like she tried to hit her a second time as well. And I don't know about second time, but first time's good. If it was an accident, she would have stopped and checked on her side and did not. You know why she didn't stop? Because she felt that it was not going to be caught. And really, truly, she felt in her mind that was what she did was pretty legal and it was not going to be a penalty. But when they looked back on the tape and saw her fall down and hold her head, they had to examine it because usually when somebody get in head and they stop the run, that means something happened. Now, if she sit there and collapse after the run, then it'd been real serious. And one person said she been held accountable. Cameras don't lie. She intentionally hit that girl. Yeah. Some people said throw her away in jail. It's on purpose. This was the purpose and should be charged. All right. So y'all saw all the comments. I'm not going to go further because it'll get boring. Trust me, it'll get boring. That's it for that one. Leave your comments on that. Guys, what's your thoughts on that one? Just leave your comments. All right, what's next on the docket? Oh, yeah. We're going to look at this one right here. We're going to definitely look at this one. Let me see if I can pull up the... Hold on. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, like always, as I find the next thing on the docket. All right, so I found it. Now for the next one. This one is about this New York cop. And let me see if I can see it on my end. Where is it? Okay. All right. This one right here is about the New York cop. And I think it's covered by Hip Hop or TMZ. I think that's what it's called. Oh, on my phone. All right. New York City cop, well-paid detective, twerking hard, playing stripper in rap video. Now, she does have a social media, but I think she kind of disabled it for now. She did not get rid of it. And here's a side note for people that don't understand how this game works. Normally, when you're being brought in front of the public and be brought in front of the news or any type of journalism, the first thing people will know that if they're going to be put out throughout the media, the pre-course the action they will take is they will disable their social media account. And the reason why, because what's going to happen if they don't want to grow a following, a lot of people are going to try to look this person up, especially if you're a woman. Now, this is a Latin woman. I think she's either Puerto Rican or, or what they call it, some other Spanish descent woman that works for NYPD department, was on a music video. This happened March the 6th. So this is like a week ago. Detective Melissa Mercado. This is a detective. So it's not a regular cop. This is a detective doing this. An NYPD officer with 7 years under her badge is going viral for taking her uniform off. So she did not even spend a whole decade as a police officer / detective. Take her uniform off in favor of a bra and G-string to dance as a video vixen stripper. Okay. New York stripper or New York rapper S-Core releases Doing That music video at the top of February, but has views catapulting this week once that Mercado was recognized. And it's her. And this is the artist. I think his name is S-Cure. You guys can find the video yourself. You could probably look it up on YouTube. The video director by Picture Perfect and distributing the world star hip hop immediately opened up the short of the cop's cheeks as she twerks on stage and an empty bar as S-Cure rapper about what they call box popping, if I like to call it, and pole dancing. Detective McCall doesn't limit her scene to the strip joint. There are other shots of her twerking in a thong in a VIP section and sprawl across a bed in lingerie. According to the New York Post, McCall racks in $144,000 a year working her Bronx SVU gig, and is appeal she in clear as far as wrongdoing in spite of the eye-popping spotlight she brought to the force. Now, 1 second, guys. I'm gonna do this for y'all. And please make sure to like the stream, because let me see if I can get my good friend on the line. I doubt this will work, but we're gonna try some. One moment. All right. I couldn't get him on. Anyhow, and it appears she's in the clear as far as the wrongdoing, in spite of her eye-popping spotlight she brought to force. Okay. All right. So knowing this, and if you're making 140K a year, let me see how much she make on the average. Where's my calculator? Let me look at my calculator for a second, guys, before I continue reading this. Let me see if there's a calculator. If anybody live in New York, let me know about the economy or the salary of a police officer. I will have Charles Faulkner because he works in the NYP. Well, no, he worked as a police officer for over a decade. All right. So let me see if I can do the math here. I doubt this will work, but it won't hurt to try a calculator. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna bring it back up. Let me pull up my calculator. Okay. So if she's making 1,044, this is a yearly salary she will make in 1 year, not including overtime, because she did detective, so she spent a lot of time on a lot of cases in New York, a lot of weird stuff going on. All right, if that is, so how much is in, let me see how I do this. Let me think. What's half of that? Yes. So to make this, how much she'll make a month? Let me see if my math is right. To make this, you gotta make roughly, I think it's like, but hold on, sorry. All right. Let's divide that by half. That's 72. All right. That's not gonna work. So let's do this. Let's say she's making 12,000, and this is how much she's making a month. Let's say times 12 months. All right, I went over. All right, so I went over. So let's try this again. Times 12 months. Okay, so she's making 12 grand a month. Now, they might have to do taxes on that, with taxes. And I'm not sure what's the tax in, if they take tax off cops, which I think they do like everything else, or it'd be the taxpayer money. Maybe, and I said maybe. If you're making 12 grand a month, without the taxes, or if they take any taxes off, you're making roughly 6 figures. Now, is 6 figures enough in New York? Rent is like 2 to 2. So it might be sustainable. And I say it might be sustainable, but is it really a lot in New York? If you're by yourself, yeah. For a single person, yeah, that's fine. For you as by yourself, you could do fine in New York, making roughly 144,000 a year. If you're a single person, yeah, it might, that could work. If there's no taxes, that will work. But overall, you know, with her, that's pretty much decent money for a detective cop that's been in the field for 7 years. But yet again, you know, women do things that we can never understand as men. And like I said, if you're a cop and you're making that much money, the man that you're going to be dealing with, unless you're looking for a baller or a drug dealer or one of them artists, rappers, or what do they call it? Rappers, entertainers, etc. I mean, then yeah, you probably will want a man that's going to make more than you. And the only way you're going to find it is unless you work from someone that's in the field where you're at, or some other higher field. But really, truly, it doesn't get any better than that. It does not really get any better than that. You make 6 figures, that's just fair enough for a single woman or a woman that may be in a relationship. But to find someone that's gonna make more than that, I mean, you're shooting yourself, baby. Personally. And you know, for her to do all that, to throw her career away just to be in a music video, it's questionable. So let me keep reading on the article to put a kibosh on this one, because really truly that's not no small money she made. Where is it? All right. Some says she might got a BBL, but it's possible. All right. One police union source tell the Post Mercado is capable of a capable cop, and the overall consensus seems to be she's free to use her off-duty time at her leisure, as long as it's not breaking the law. We reached out to SCure for a comment. No word back yet, but the video is doing numbers. 1 million views and counting. Whoa. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, matter of fact, I'm going to look up any other links to this. Where is her? All right. I'm gonna look up some more links on my end. All right. I'm gonna stop sharing. And I'm going to close this. I'm gonna do some other searching right now on this. See if any other follow-up story to this. And trust me, there are follow-up stories. Oh, woo! Look what we have here. 6 days ago. This one is important. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at this. Look like we might have a follow-up. And this is from Vice. Let me make sure if this is March the 10th. Yeah. Oh yeah. She kind of screwed up right here, guys. Let me read this to y'all. I'm gonna share this right now. I don't want these stupid commercials. So let me do this. Cause you know how I don't like to deal with the commercial side. I'm going to go back. Hold on. Because we got some update. And this is a good update. Now I think about it. All right, perfect. All right, let's check this out, guys. Y'all gonna like this. All right, where is my? Sure. This is the recent update. Dismiss that. New York PD detective pulls from cases over playing a stripper in rap video. She was pulled from cases, mind you. So the other article said, as long as it doesn't affect her job, it's not a big deal. If that is so true, right? If that is so accurate, why I'm finding a follow-up article that it said that she's been pulled from some major case that she's supposed to be under for a job. Let's read. Let's add this to the list of things you weren't expecting to read about on this beautiful Monday. A New York Police Department detective has had her active case removed and is under investigation after she appeared as a stripper in music videos called Doing That rapper S. Corey. Or Kiri, what do you call it? The bunker story first started getting out a few days before TMZ reports the latest update, which you see me read earlier. A viral video surfaced that shows a G-string wearing Melissa Mercado dancing on a stripper pole, showing that she has experience in doing more than just busting bad guys. Oh yeah, and she was busting enough nuts in her. No, I ain't got played. TMZ confirms with law enforcement that Mercado Special Victims Unit case are now on hold as she being reviewed for illicit what do you call it, extraordinary activities or extracurricular activities. NYPD detective pulled from cases over playing a stripper in the music video, right? Mercado has been in the force since 2018 and is assigned to the Bronx. The New York Post report that she made over 144,000 a year, and purely she's making a little extra on the side acting in music videos. No, I think it's more. I think she put herself out there to hopefully to transition. If she gets to a point in her police career as a detective that she's gonna probably walk away from it, retire from it, and do more of the entertainment side of things, more like being like a video vixen, which will lead to getting hooked up, flew out, banged out by men of the entertainment business. That's how I see it. All right. Speak on which, one of the things that is being looked at is whether or not she had filed papers with a department that not only notified them but also granted her permission to work a second job while serving in her role. That's something that all cops have to do in the Big Apple. Oh, so you can't just do what you want in New York City. If you're working as a police officer, detective especially, you can't have extra jobs. I think the reason why they do this is because they're trying to protect the integrity of the department in New York, the NYPD. Because like any departments, they have a sketchy past in regards to criminal activities and things that, you know, give a bad name for people that's supposed to serve the community. That's why I think that they want to keep track of what you're doing if you're under their employment for the safety of the image of the police department. So I understand why they do that, in my opinion. Anyway, if not, that would be violation. TMZ also spoke with the rapper and his team, who said Mercado was referred to them by a casting agency and that they were unaware that she was an officer. The New York Post spoke with a retired NYPD Special Victims Division Chief, Michael Osgood, who said it's unbecoming by a police officer to act that way in a public eye. I find it morally wrong if you're a special victims detective. Osgood states. Another retired cop, the outlet, spoke with Eric Sanders, doubling down on what Osgood said, believing that she should be disciplined for her actions that were inconsistent with the values she took on oath to follow. I agree. Okay. That was good. I might put that in I'm probably gonna put that for those that want to, have a more better look at that. Yeah, let me do that now. Let's do that now. And you guys want these articles, please follow me on Discord. I sure appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, personally. All right. Now, the one special, let me find. One other video I'm going to run now because, and you guys like the stream, please like the stream. This other video I'm going to probably run, what's this? I'm trying to find this guy somewhere. All right. And make sure my volume's good. Let me know. All right. So this I'm going to run now. This one is about the latest singer that's now making its rounds throughout the internet. And I've saw it a few times. I've voiced my opinion on it. Personally, I find it to be fishy. When I find a very known artist that was making a whole lot of money back in the time, the whole group was a big singing group, to find that they might be, broke. It's not common people that are in the music business be flat broke. It's not common. But this one right here is, I find very intriguing, because this woman is preaching and promoting a certain message, which a lot of Black women should not really listen to. But we're going to play a video and see the story of this. Where is it? Okay. Oh, yeah. I found it. Where is Dawn? I apologize, guys, because I did have it. That's not it. All right, here we go.
It's time for a breakdown.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play all that. All right, here we go. This is Dawn Robson, I think, from Embo, a popular singing group of the late 80s up to, I think, late 90s. And I'm going to do a check right now on it because, let me see. I want to find how long this group was been active. As you know, I'm doing a lot back and forth, guys, because it's very important. All right. Let me. Let's looking at something right now. All right. So let me go back to this. All right. I'm going to type in Envo. The vocal music group. And we're going to look at, and you know, it's funny thing, as I Google it, you know who pops up first? Dawn Robson. Ain't that something? She made headline news of this particular group. It's amazing, don't y'all think? And like I said, she born in 1966. So now I'm going to look at Embo's music catalog. And I'm just going to share it so you guys can see it. Because it's really 4 ladies, not 3. So what you're going to see now, where is it? What you're going to see now is a quick glimpse of the Wikipedia. And this is just a general source. And always, you got to keep in mind, some sources are always to be looked at, maybe criticized, examined. But this is just a brief background. And this right here, from up to 1988 to roughly 1996, but come here, is a group of 4 women. Their successful single was on the movie called Set It Off. The title of the song, Don't Let It Go, Love, became the group's 3rd and most successful single to reach number 2 in the US and became the 6th number 1 on the US R&B charts. Scored more number 1 singles on the US R&B charts than any other female group other than the Supremes. So this is a very successful music group. Robson left the group the next year. How old was Dawn Robson when she left the group, people? Take a guess. She born 1966. She left the group in 1997. And my map suits me right. That is at age 30, going on 31 of that year, she left the group. Shortly before the release of their 3rd album, Envo 3. So she left after the 3rd album that premiered in 97, which reached the US UK top 10. Jones left the group in 2001. Amanda Cole joined shortly thereafter. However, 2003, Cole left the group and Rolanda Bennett joined the group during the recording of their album Soul Flower. But really, the group was never much the same. Now, it probably was popular, but once you start chuckle down and removing the important pieces that made Embo the way it is back in the 80s up to the 90s, it is no longer the group that people were looked at as that group they used to listen to back in the day. Once you start losing the important singers of the group. All right. And Envo's 20th anniversary shortly after their tour, Robson and Jones again departed from the Envo, with Bennett rejoined the group as the trio. Envo sold 20 million records worldwide. MTV Music Awards, Soul Train Awards, etc. History from 1989. Camaro, they were signed in 88, then they start producing music till 89, and then the music started coming out in 1990. So, all right, so I'm going down. by Denzel Foster, etc. 1994, Funky Divas, Runway, Love, and Tour. Which not at 19. Departure Robson of 97, not 98. She departed in 97 after their third album. So now I'm going down. And the reason why I'm here, why she left, because she found that she like many of artists, were getting swindled by the amount of revenue that these labels were making, which she is right in her understanding because someone told her. But you got to understand, music is a business. And if you're at a point now where you feel that you're paid your worth and you feel game being played, that's when you're supposed to negotiate your contracts. But most of them don't do that. All right, former member Dawn Robinson. See right here, Tracy Ellis. And let me click on to these people's profiles. She was born in 1963, so she's like 3 years older than Dawn. She's now 62. Let's check the next one. Cindy Heron, another lady. She was born in 61. So like right now, she's the oldest right now. She is now about to be 64. Cynthia Anna Heron. Let's go back. Next is Maxine Jones, born 62. So she is like the middle. 61, 62, 63. Maxine Jones is born in 62. So she is now roughly 63 years old. Okay. Rhonda Bennett. When she was born. That's funny. They don't got no background on her age, surprisingly. I'm probably gonna look her up on Google. Let me do that. Let me see if I can find her. All right. All right. She was born in the mid 70s. So she probably was one that stepped in after one of them departure, in my opinion. Yeah, that would make more sense. Because she's now gonna be 49. And she's from Chicago. Okay. Let's go back. And we already know Dawn Robson. As you know, she born in 66. She's a Sagittarius. Or Sagittarius. I think I said it right. All right. We're not going further than that. And what else on here? Amanda Cole. No, she came around 2000, 2001. No, I'm not really concerned about that. She probably born in the 70s. From what I'm looking at it. These are the studio albums that came out. The more popular ones. Born to Sing, Funky Divas, and Void 3. And after that, they probably made money after that, but their strides were in 1990 to 1997, a period of 7 years. If I click onto this, let's look at the record sales. And I know this is something that people were not expecting, but we got to go through the background and see the background of the catalog of work they did. Back in the 90s, they were certified platinum, selling 1 million records back in 1990. Everywhere else, they were certified gold and silver. That was yeah. All right, next one, Funky Divas. Another album by En Vogue. Second studio album. This came out in 92, 2 years later, March. Roughly, it's going to be a few years. So it's going to be roughly almost 33 years when this album came out. All right. And we're looking at now. This is your life. Free Your Mind. Okay. All right. And this right here, the second album did exceptionally well. This one in Canada sold 1 million copies. United Kingdom was certified gold, 3-time platinum in 1992 going 1993. It was certified 3-time platinum. 4,416,000 copies. Wow. That's their second album. So what is lined up for the third album? Let's take a look. The third album, En Vogue. Third studio album. It was released in East West Records, June 17, 1997, which is going to be roughly 28 years in June. And at that time, I think, yeah, she was still part of this group, Dawn, because she ain't left until the year later or that same year. Ain't how much. Don't let you go, love. Don't let you go. I think that's the song. Let me make sure. Yes, off soundtrack of Set Off in 1996. So this is one of their top singles off this album the next year. All right. And this album that year, because the single sold a lot of money, the single itself, but really that third album, they were just certified platinum, which was a down year from the second album, but still was platinum. So right there, guys, this is just the background of their works. And I can go further down, but if I go further down, you see that ladies drop from 2 to 3. And I think that year she might have left the group. This is the year she left the group around that time. So that's why you see only 3 women said 4. But that's a little good background of things. So now let's look at the video by Dawn. And she's going to explain what she's been doing for the last couple of years. Let's go. Support the channel. Fair use. All right.
I'm so glad to be back. I'm so namaste, hola, all those things. Okay, hello in every language. Oh my gosh, life was lifing and I had to deal with it like we all do. I'm glad to be back. I'm still on cloud 9017 from episode 5 because I did that on my own and I'm still just knocked out about it. Wow. Anyway, and I'd like to start this episode with a quote from Brené Brown. It's, I think, BR.
Now, mind you, this woman has social media and she has a channel on YouTube. And out of all the videos and things she posts on her own personal page, this is the only video that gone viral that made people question a lot of the female R&B artists of how they're living or really what's going on after their career takes a turn. Let's keep listening. Fair use.
E-N-E Brown. Bren said being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of courage because you show up not knowing the outcome. You show up not knowing the reaction people are going to have and what they're going to feel about it or how you're going to be judged. And when I first started this channel, I knew that I was going to talk about this episode. This is one of the topics that I wanted to discuss. And people are like back and forth with me over this whole time, like, well, you shouldn't talk about it because you're a celebrity and what if they judge you? And I'm like, okay, what if? What if they judge me? So what? We're all judged. Life is life. And it was like nobody has stepped or walked 5 steps in my stilettos. So it's real and it's okay. It's like part of being human is to be vulnerable. I'm human first. I don't care about celebrity. I don't care about being a woman. I don't care about any of the things that we think, oh my God, you shouldn't. It's like, that's the very reason that I should. That's the very reason that I am. I'm glad you guys are still with me and that you didn't give up on me. It's been a minute, like I said. So a lot of people are like, she's not coming back. We're not going to see her again. Yeah, you will. Thank you for having faith in me. Okay, that said, and I've always been honest too. That's the other thing. I'm like, why stop now? I'm not going to change who I am. I think that's what a lot of people love about me. I hope that's what you guys love about me. So anyway, my aim is to inspire and to let people know that you're capable of anything. No matter what the odds are against you, you are capable of anything. You're capable of everything. Whatever you think you can't do, you can do that thing. Like, come on, man. This is life. We got to figure shit out for ourselves. So anyway, I digress. You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger, she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. You can't read someone else's mind. You can't figure them out. They got to figure themselves out. So I was like, let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA because it's getting ready to be fire in Vegas. You need to come back. I love LA. So I said, okay. And he said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. Do we have, and he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8.
Yeah, one thing, guys, I want to say this, man. And I will say this. I'm going to say this. You know, it's funny for a lot of people, especially men, and I would say black women in general. Why is it that, you know, when they down and out in life, why they had to sit there and give a certain a wild expression like what she did, which I'm going to wind back. Like this is a trend, a cool thing that you're homeless. Let me wind back. Let me wind back. There we go. Let's play this again.
Dog, do we have? And he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned dog, do we? You need to come back. I love LA, so I said okay. And he said that I could stay with him, and so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. Do we have? And he's like, I don't have.
No.
And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. You can't read someone else's mind. You can't figure them out. They got to figure themselves out. So I was like, let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was called out, but I couldn't. I can't. And a lot of, in 2020, I did like 105,000. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. So anyway, I digress. You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. Living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. Living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. Living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out.
God damn it. God damn it. Where is this, man? Where I gotta find it. I have to do this, guys. I have to do this. You know, Kevin Sound does it best. And he warned black women this.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
That's not something you should be proud of. I don't care what age you are. I mean, times are rough, but to sit there saying that, you know, you admit that you live in your car is an understatement. I'm very disgusted, you know. But let's listen more to her story. I'm going to fast forward, guys, so I apologize.
Living in my car.
I'm going to fast forward.
I can't deal with. Oh my God, you guys! I was like, no, this is unacceptable because every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there until I would take video and send it to him. And He's like, no. Oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I'm like, dude, I'm the one who has to live here. This is my remote for my phone. You can push play and pause and all that stuff. So that's why I'm holding this. Anyway, and it's...
I swear, man. They've been saying that winter is coming. It's been here, and it's going to continue to get cold as hell for a lot of folks, especially black folks in general. I think the reason why I says winter, whether is here or not, what is the real fall for a lot of black folks, especially a woman like Dawn or any other woman that has to now resort to living in a car? And yes, there is a trend now for the last couple of years, not 6 years, but 4 years, that there are women now living homeless, like literally living homeless. One particular sister, and I think she's from the Midwest, she was living on her van for the last 2 years. Back in like maybe the same time Dawn has been, I guess, living her car, maybe a little bit longer. And her excuse is because she got tired of paying rent. She didn't want to pay no $2,000 a month in rent. Let's be honest, ladies. You really want to deal with a man that will pay for your little housing and you want nothing to do with him. Maybe if he wants some pussy on the side, you might give it to him and you might give it to him. But or you want just a man to pay for this while you live a comfortable, worthless life. I'm sorry to say, sweetie, that's not going to happen. That's delusional. No man, I don't care where he is in life, financially, mentally, etc., it's going to just facilitate your way of living without no requirements. It goes back to the table thing, which let me get it. A man asked, and he should ask question, what really do you offer and bring something to, so it seemed like it's worth it to me. And most people fuss up, you pause, you shrivel up, you quiet, because in your mind, you know you don't provide nothing. And even if you did provide some, the man might not look at that what you provide is enough for him to really go all in on you and supplement your lifestyle a little bit. Not pay all your bills, but pay you enough where it takes some pressure off you. Let that sink in. All right, let's keep going. Fairies.
Way cheaper than the hotel. I told my assistant one day, I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars. And a whole community of people that live in their RVs, and a whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing. I just thought, wow, these people, I could do that. I could do this, I think. And I ended up in my car, and it's been, like I said, 3 years. Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was playing games, and I knew he was playing games, and I wasn't the one. I'm like, come on, I'm trying to make this easier on you, because financially, I know it's got to be hard. You're paying your rent and you're paying my hotel. Like, no, his apartment was $1,700 a month. And then my hotel was over $3,000. Yeah, way too much. And no, I'm not doing this. I can't. So
at least she's considerate to not to go over. But you see, when you live in California, I remember even rent now in California is like up to more than that, maybe more than 3,000. Some says up at the 3,500 maybe. But to find out you paying that much for just housing, ridiculous, I say.
And I was always stressed every week because he would pay weekly for the hotel. So every week I was like, oh my God, can you afford it? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I can't, but I'm getting it together. What? You're the one who said to go to the hotel, and you're not approving any of the apartments. Like, it would be so much cheaper to just get me into an apartment. Like, what's the problem? Sometimes I think, you guys, people want to trap you and keep you in a situation where you're vulnerable and depending on them. And I wasn't the one. So.
But look at you out. Listen, baby, sweet. Stop it. Please. You cannot be trapped or controlled unless you have the options. this single life a lot of you black women doing, you have to make a conscious decision. Because now if you look at most of men dealing with, regardless he's black or non-black, they're not going to be so lenient to be giving money to Negroes or chicks, Negro chicks, for free. For free. Now the government might give you some subsidies or something to get by and all this bullshit, but average men or men as a certain caliber, they're not going to be so lenient to just going to be just throwing out paper to you just for a roof over your head, and you pretty much don't bring nothing or offer nothing. You're one of the many examples, Miss Robinson. You're concerned about control, but for God's sake, you need food, clothing, and shelter. That should be the basic necessities of life, sustainable life. The last thing you should be thinking about is control. Because unless you got the money out your pocket or wherever you do it, and last time I check, I'm not sure what you do after leaving En Vogue. I heard you had some gigs back then after 97, 98. You try to work with a particular brother that was part of Tony Tony. One of them just died like almost a week ago. Right? How you sustain yourself? Because last time I checked, this is how you make your living. You're singing. Now, if you're a writer and you're making money off writing the lyrics and songs for other people, that's another way of sustaining yourself, yes. But the problem is, sweetie, if you're living in your car for the last couple of years and then you're begging men, either you're close or not, for just to keep a roof over your head, it's better off you stay married. Personally, and my thing is this: they said she was married since 2003 to 2010. I'm not sure what happened to that marriage, but baby, you need a man. From what I'm hearing right now, you're giving vibes that you can't do this by yourself. I'm sorry. Let me see what's going on. It's more than she did not say for rain date. KW Dawn 7. She think that as an artist, the money she was making with the group and not making the same, leaving the group, she think this was sustainable. And a lot of black women in general don't think of the what ifs down the line. If you remember a scene when Kevin talked to one particular Caucasian woman about OnlyFans and the sustainability, she was not thinking of the long-term sustainability of OnlyFans. She was thinking about, I'm making this money now, and it's going to probably get better in a few years. So this is a sustainable way of living. And for God's sake, the market is always changing. As you know, music, as you know it, and they said net worth of her friends that she was part of are roughly in a few millions, low 5 millions, roughly. And her net worth right now is just, if I remember, Dawn's net worth is like maybe 50,000. I gotta check her net worth. I have to check Dawn's net worth. Now I think about it, I'm gonna check that out now. I'm gonna run this while I look at her net worth. Let's go.
Yeah, I got out of there. So there's two people that I have in my life that are keeping me going, actually three. One is my forever mother-in-law. I dated her son. Of course, we're no longer together. And she's like my, oh my gosh, my go-to. And then I have my assistant, Nisi. Nisi is, you guys, I swear, every day she's like, Diva, she calls me Diva. You can do this, you got this. Oh, and the third person is Evan, my brother, Evan. Nisi, I think I'm going to go and sleep in my car. I think I'm going to live in my car. I've been researching it and I know I can do this. And she's like, yeah.
Oh
you can.
My goodness. I don't believe
she
that.
was gung-ho. And I was like, okay. So I went up to Malibu. You know, Malibu is the place where you can take Highway 1.
Let me show y'all the net worth of Dawn Robinson. This is just shameful. I'm going to look at net worth of all these ladies because I think it's important to examine this. Let me get off this. This course not helping me. Let me get off this. Let me do this, guys. And if anybody want to come up and want to chop it up with me, let me know. Press 1 or ask for the link, the call link. I'll put it in. Let's look at the net worth of Dawn Robinson. Dawn Robinson's net worth right now, as it stands, $10,000. baby, sweetie, you're broke. You're severely broke. This is why you're living in your car. You know the funny thing about all this? I noticed the man that tried to get her some gig or some money in her pocket or put her to work. I heard, from what I'm hearing, a lot of black women were shaming this particular man that's trying to help Dawn get back on her feet and give her some form of work. I'm gonna say this. This sounds controversial. You ladies need to shut the hell up. There is no other race of man coming to save your ass. Period. Don't be fooled. Don't be listening to these female conquerors. A lot of them don't got their ish right either. I'm sorry. And that's the honest truth that people don't understand. They're more patterned to give you and keep you in a certain delusional box. Hell, most women keep other women single, and not only single, they potentially keep them lonely. So you think as a woman that's been put in work for over nearly a decade, back in 80s up to 2000s, you can't say not one other woman that's in the business reached out a hand to help you out? The answer is no, 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 no. That tells you everything. It's going to be probably men going to save a lot of you chicks, and it's going to be pretty much mostly black men. And black men haven't stepped out. So let's read this. I'm not going to read much of this. What is Dawn Robinson net worth? Dawn Robinson is an American singer who has a net worth of $10K. Dawn Robinson rose to fame as one of the founding members of the R&B pop vocal En Vogue, which dominated the charts in the early 90s. Known for her powerful alto voice and striking presence, Robinson was an integral part of the court that delivered hits like Hold On, My Loving, You're Never Going to Get It, and Free Your Mind. Her tenure in En Vogue from 1989 to 1997. That was their third and really last top album. And probably after that, I think most of the albums might have hit platinum, which I didn't check, but I know 3 of the albums were platinum, including the second album was multi-platinum, 4 times platinum. All right. Helped establish the group as one of the most successful female vocal groups of all time, selling over 20 million records worldwide. Robinson's distinct vocal contributions and group's sophisticated harmonies, combined with their empowering message and stylish image, made them pioneers who influenced generations of artists that followed. Financial problems. March of 2025. At age 50, Robinson revealed a stunning personal struggle. She has been living in her car for the previous 3 years. In a candid 20-minute YouTube video, she explains that her housing insecurities began in 2020 after living with her parents in Las Vegas, becoming unattainable due to conflict with her mother. I'm not going to read no more of this. You get the point. You guys could find this. That's the network part, and I'm not going to go for more network. It's just appalling. All right, let's keep listening more to her story.
From New York, literally. And it's kind of the place where everybody stops along the way when they're coming from the East Coast and they're heading west, to California to make their dreams come true, to start a new life. March 9th, 2022 is when I left the hotel. And I got to Malibu and the music on the radio was Avant, Sailing by Avant. I like Christopher Cross's version as well, but this version was like perfect timing. It was so beautiful. Both of them are beautiful, but it was the moment the sun was going down, it was setting, and it was just like I was filming, and it was beautiful. So I didn't regret anything. I was just scared that night. That first night was scary. But then as I got to know what to do in my car and how to do it, like how to cover my windows, and you don't talk to certain people. You're careful of telling people that you're alone, as a woman, especially. And I'm a celebrity. I don't just divulge that to people. If you don't know who I am, I'm not telling you that part. I felt free. That was a sense of freedom that I had. I was so free. I felt like, wow, this is so different. I felt like I was on a camping trip. I just felt like it was the right thing to do. I didn't regret it. you know. A lot of celebrities have slept in their cars. A lot of people, not just sleeping, but lived in their cars, or lived in the case of Marvin Gaye, he was living in a bread van. I don't know if that was like the name of the van, or it was literally that they delivered bread and somebody had it and let him live in it. I don't know what the case was, but he was living in a bread van just before.
I'm gonna pause right there. Make sure you got hit the like button. Marvin Gaye, like many men, if we look at music during the business side of things back then, that was like during the 70s, late 60s, maybe 70s at the time Marvin Gaye was a little different than how you're living now. Because remember, these male artists paved the way for a lot of you R&B ladies today to have the luxury to enjoy and reap the more benefits in the business back then. So back then, it makes sense Marvin Gaye would be, shacking in a van, because he was one of few young pioneers of music that perpetuate R&B. And we all know that most men nowadays don't ask much when they're trying to sustain themselves. It's very hard to find women like yourself, or any woman, start living like a man, like, by yourself, or even in your car, your van, all that stupidness. Very rare. Very rare. Even back then, some of you ladies, if you remember some of them, we go back to some of them, and all of them, a lot of them were living pretty decent if they were artists at the time. Now, I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section. Let's keep going.
For sexual healing. You guys, this is not like, oh my God, poor Dawn. She's living in her car and it's terrible. Oh, what was me? It's not that. It's not like I said, I'm learning about who I am. I'm learning myself as a person, as a woman. And I didn't think if you would have said to me while I was in Vogue, you're going to be living in your car one day, I'd be like, huh? No, I'm always going to have an apartment. I can't live in my car. How can I do that? I won't be able to live in my car. We say that we can't do certain things before we even know we're capable. Nisa keeps telling me that when people find out, when the fans hear that you're living in your car, they're going to be so proud of you, because I am documenting this whole adventure. It's an adventure, you guys. It's a journey, and I've been documenting it and filming myself doing certain things. I can only film so much, it's from my point of view. I have a lot of footage of me just like making this whole thing work. Yeah, and I'm glad that I made this choice, because I needed to go through this fire. If some of you are on your spiritual journey, you may know or may have heard of something called Dark Night of the Soul. And that's when you go through like a period of isolation, a period of separating yourself from family and friends. And I'm in the trenches of this right now. And I'm like, I wouldn't trade my experiences and what I've gone through for the world. I miss my family. I miss everybody that I was connected to, but I needed to do this alone and without everybody's judgment or opinions and all of that stuff. I needed to do this for me. It's not easy by any means. You're pretty familiar with your surroundings in your apartment, whereas in your car, like every day I have to take my bed down in the back. If it rains, oh my God, I've had problems because my car is older and the insulation around my windows, my car started leaking at a certain point. I was like, what the? Okay, stop. Figure it out. And so I went to School of Knowledge and I saw that you have to get insulation. So Nisi actually bought me the insulation. I didn't know she was going to do it. And she just said, Diva, I ordered it for you. What? Okay. And then when it came, I had to figure out how to put the insulation in the freaking.
And this is the reason why you need a man, baby. This is what I've learned, like literally learned. This Western society trains too much of you ladies that you're all bad by yourself, especially black women got it worse. They feel they could do pretty much anything, and a man in present, it's not really necessary. Especially things like cars or anything that requires physical labor. You could find a man either if your mate is knowledge in college, or you pay a man to fix car. You should not be doing things by your goddamn self. At all. At all. Why are you doing things by yourself? It it lets you know that you're very stubborn. You don't want to listen to no male authority. Now, a lot of people say a lot of these people are raised to be defiant, which I could probably go with that, but I'm be honest with you, I don't really believe that wholeheartedly, because at the end of the day, you as women, for your own preservation and really for your comfort, you need a man to take some load off. And if you're not comfortable in a place mentally, spiritually, like she is, because she has some mental issues. Let's keep real. You're going through something, babe, that you refuse to address. You probably need some counsel. You do need some therapy. You need someone to sit down in a couch and resolve your unmet traumas that you're going through. Because really, true, no one should be hearing stories like this or blogs of you ladies talking about you fixing things in your cars, or someone just buys a part and you just figure it out. No, that's unacceptable. Especially you're living in your vehicle, which requires a lot of work, maintenance, because now you're using vehicle more than just drive around. You're using it to sleep, to camp, all that stuff. You're using your vehicle more than it needs to be, especially if it's a car. Usually, if you're going to be doing that, it's better if you get a trailer, in my opinion. Wait a minute. Let's keep going. I'm not going to run this long. I want to end this soon. Very soon.
Windows and the doors as well. So stuff like that. My dog ended up passing away in my car. My baby, Max. You guys know Max. And that was hurtful, going through that.
And something about you ladies with these dogs, it need to stop for real, man. Let's go.
With him, without my parents around, I usually call my mom for stuff like that. So that was hard. But he was telling me the day that he was leaving, and days leading up, actually, I knew he was leaving. 16 years together, longer than any relationship I've ever had. But my baby, I miss him. Now it's like I'm really on my own. But I'm documenting. I think I started telling that and I didn't finish. But I'm documenting all of this. During those interviews, the first interview was with Joyce from Climax. And she, at that time when I was staying in my car in Vegas, she was like, Dawn, are you documenting this? Like, are you filming this? And I said, yes, I have been documenting it, actually, for my documentary. So, yeah, I was like, yes, I am. Because people need to see how I've done this. It is no joke, you guys. And I hope from this you can gather that, wow, if Dawn could do that, I can do anything. Come on, we're capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for as human beings. I mean, society tends to look down on people for living off-grid. When I tell you, off-grid is exactly what a lot of people are going to start doing. There's a lot more people doing that now than it was back in the day, off-grid, because during the pandemic, and it was a pandemic, now everybody's finding out the truth of it. They're admitting a lot of stuff about that, but during that whole thing, a lot of people were like, why am I paying rent or mortgage, and we have an RV or a van or car, and we can do that instead of paying all this money? And our hours are cut at work and we don't have as much money anyway, so let's just do this. It's been an unexpected path that I've enjoyed quite a bit. It's not like, oh my God, she's got somebody to help her every day. I don't. It's just me. But that's the beauty of it. Like learning that I can do all these things myself. Wow. Come on. I'm really, really, really proud of myself. Nobody could have told me that I was going to do this. I would have said, you're crazy in your mind. I was talking to someone about filming this, actually getting some more footage and filming this for me. And they were saying, well, people might think this is a publicity stunt. I'm like, there are many things that people have done for publicity stunts. Saying that I'm living in my car and actually not living in my car would be a stupid publicity stunt, but this is not publicity. I have all the footage from Vegas to LA to prove that. So once you guys see my actual documentary, you'll know. This was no joke, and it is not something that I would have chosen, but I'm glad that I put myself out here. I'm glad that I did it. I have no shame. I am my own responsibility, you know?
I think it is leaning more to some type of stunt, publicity stunt, personally. Now, if you have a documentary coming out it lets me know saying you're doing this just for a sense of residual income. But let's be fair, honest. If there is a growing trend of a lot of black women, and we can say women in general, but let's say black women for the sake of conversation, are being homeless, the last thing any person want to do is to advocate future black women, ones that's not even Dawn's age, if she did the right things in life and move accordingly, to be sitting there prioritized to be living in their cars personally. But anyway, let's keep going with this. I
only have me out here, and so I have to really like plan ahead for a lot of things. I mean, it's up to me. Win or lose, when I succeed again, because I will, when I'm on top again, or when I have a resurgence of my career again the way that I want, that getting to that point is only up to me. So
Sweetie, wait. No, I gotta stop you. I have to stop you. Sweetie. You about to be 59 this year. The end of this year. Hang out. There's no resurgence after some point in life. The highest point in your career was when you were just as you turned 30 with En Vogue. If you and the group continue to make music, all four of you together, before the 90s end, you'll be better in a better place. Much more money and all that stuff. Because the 90s was the high point for a lot of R&B artists. If you don't know. If you think about it, most of all the good, sweet music really came out of the 90s, especially to early parts of 2000s, but really most of the real type of R&B music that we love and like to go recite was really done in the 90s. So you, at the time with the group En Vogue, all the ladies should have took more better advantage, because you're the one that messed up when you left the group. Because with all four of y'all made the group as it is, especially Dawn. But because you wanted to get somewhat greedy and want more than what is under your contract or what you already signed up for, you shoot yourself on the foot. You try to go the solo route to go pay into it, and that didn't went well. It lets you know, say you should have stuck with the group as long as you can. So that way, if you were going departure, it would have made better sense. But you didn't do that. You sit there and then want to see what the market was for yourself as a solo artist or another artist working with other artists to see where things would go. And as you know, during that height of the 90s, that was a bad move. So to sit there and say that your career is going to resurge, I don't think so. Let's go.
From here, from my car into that life is going to be amazing. From this point and succeeding again is going to be amazing. I see it in my mind. I have known. Sometimes when before I go to sleep, I visualize seeing myself like, oh my God, #1 documentary, whoever I sell it to, I don't know, Netflix, because people have to see what this is like. But just a woman in general, or a man, please, this is not, like I said, it's not easy, but that you can do this on your own, make it happen for yourself. And the people that I have met along the way, like I said, I'm very cautious who I talk to, but some of the people that I've talked to are like, oh my God, yeah, it's not easy, but I wouldn't trade it, because like, wow, would I have an apartment right now if I had a choice? I would. I'm not going to lie. But am I glad that I did this? Absolutely. Proud of what I've accomplished out here. Just so you guys know, I have a gym membership and I shower there. Yeah, I'm a funky diva, but I'm not funky. But I wouldn't trade any of what I've gone through for nothing. Like, guys, I miss my family, but I'm proud of me. And I'd rather be on my own right now and see my family when it's time, and when things change, hopefully they come to terms with what they did. My sister, we don't talk, but I helped her so much when I first got in En Vogue and through my career. And now no one is anywhere to be found. And that's okay. I know how I treated everybody in my life. They're the ones who have to live with how they treated me. So I feel for them, but I can't tell them how to behave. They're grown. I challenge you to do the things that are scary. Do things that you don't think that you're capable of, but you wanted to do. Something that has been in your soul, like I'm going to try that. I'm going to travel for a year. Or you guys have your own dreams. Whatever that thing is that you think you're scared to do, that you don't think you can, do it. Be spontaneous. Be spontaneous. You want to start a business and you actually have the money to, and you've been putting it off and putting it off. Or maybe you don't even have the money, but you're going to figure it out. People are doing that. Like, you can see the whole internet thing has blown up because people have businesses online. People are going to call you crazy, and that's okay. Maybe you are. I'm crazy, and I'm also proud of myself. I know that none of these people who
Yes, you're crazy, sweet. And not every person that starts a business online is going to be successful. You're going to fail multiple times, many times. Not saying you should try, but keep in mind, most people nowadays, starting business today, you better thinking that and think it clear and good. Now, starting a hustle that might be a business, might be a business, might be a more logical way to go. But we're really just risking it all? No. Because everybody's, unfortunately, on the internet trying to make some money. And if you're going to just go and do what everybody's doing, you're going to be failing much faster than anything else. So it's better if you start with baby steps. Matter of fact, it's better if you plan an outline on what business you try to get into and figure out how to optimize it as best as possible while you still work the job. That will make more better sense than sitting this abandon ship and just jump all in it with this entrepreneurial stuff, because it's not going to go well for a lot of people. Because a lot of people, let's be honest, don't have dedication, the discipline, and the fortitude, especially when it comes to money, to really be an entrepreneur where your money is not your money and your time is not your time. Your time is going to be solely invested into the business to hopefully make money. So keep that in mind. Let's wrap this up.
are calling me crazy could do what I've done. Boom, shaka boom. You'll feel a sense of freedom when you push yourself, like I said. All these are boats. They're all coming into port right now. Anyway, I love y'all. Do the scary. Fuck fear. Boop, fear. And do the scary. See you guys on the next one. Ask me questions like you always do. I always answer. I know you guys have questions, so please ask. I'll be glad to answer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was interesting. I'm not sure what you guys' thoughts on that one. But please leave your thoughts on that one. I'll be sure to read the comments on that one. But yeah, Don Robinson, for you advocating pushing most people to be on the vans, that's not gonna work. No. I wouldn't tell most men or even young women to, just don't pay rent, live in your car. I'm not gonna advocate that. World's too dangerous enough for that, and most people should not be following, listening to celebrities give me advice what you should do with your time and money. Personally, in my opinion, I think a lot of us are swayed and moved by the direction of our actions through celebrities, and that has to stop, personally. So, anyway, what's your thoughts on that one? Leave in the comment section. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I kind of lay out my points and opinions on a lot of subject matters. I'm looking forward, y'all, to leave your comments on this particular stream. Did I get it right? Was I on point? Do you agree or disagree with me? I'm looking forward to reading your comments. The links to follow me are in the description below. Follow me on Twitter at Chaos27. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. Join my Discord service. Follow me on Rumble, CRain23 Rumble. And last but not least, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Membership always got its perks, so please become a member of the Chaos Rain Show. And like I said, like the stream, and if you want to donate or contribute to the channel, it's always a thanks on the bottom of every video. Thank you for listening. Until next time, guys. You know how I do it. You know I am.
Let it chaos reign.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.